Okay, I've made an absolute mess out of my office, but the confusing spot on the lumber grading project that I'm working on is figured out. I got too much going on in this drawing, but all the mechanic and all the engineering's done, and this works. All the cylinders are accessible from the outside. The bearings are mostly all the same bearing housings. And the cylinders we already got set on the shelf. That cylinder's in use. The sprockets are all in use. The bearings are on use. No new parts will be needed. All the shafts, the big main feed deck, all the shafts are designed to where they can be, the bolts can be pulled, the shafts can be lifted out in one piece instead of having to strip it down to pull them out like they normally are. And even the dealer shaft, it can pull out through this hole right here once you pull this other shaft out. The deck is to be solid plate deck. I mean, there's a lot of going on there. And I've started engineering now. I'm just starting on engineering the seating for left on the upgrade station, which is where, I'm sorry, I'm falling asleep on my phone. The upgrade station and how it'll be set up. But the complex part, the part I was worried on, the showstopper, was where the actual grading happened. Now, Werner's, they stopped by, and Kevin had an issue with I had some gravity rolls there. He had an issue with that, so I ended up putting some 60 chain in there with some sprockets we've already used and stuff. And I got it set up to where it ain't going to be a finger point, even though it's close to where their hands are and stuff. So it should be okay. That part should be. But, wow, that was complex and a lot of moving parts to get put together. And the engineering is, all the bracing and stuff had to be. And this is the first, I just done this because I wanted to get logged on there, the scary part, the parts that I didn't think was going to work. But, boy, what a gizmo. If I get that built, boy, it is going to be something. Let me save it, and then we'll go lock down.
She's a busy bee.
Boy, it is wet, wet, wet. Man, is it wet. Oh, we have got thousands and thousands of rain. And here's all my sprocket books and stuff. Oh, my nieces come through and they're like, I can't believe you do this. Well, I don't mean I know what I'm doing. It just means I'm doing it. Boy, it was complex. That was one of the most complex little spots in the machine I've ever done. And when I get done, I think it's going to be the most that I'm going to be the most proudest of. I mean, that is a lot of moving parts to come together. And they do. And then it looks confusing. I ain't even got a blueprint. I got to take everything and explode it. I got to explode that on. I probably got to do, if you can see this, I probably got to do like 5 or 6 different sets of drawings. There's 5 or 6 different assemblies got to go together on that to make that work. But in the end, it'll definitely be worth it. It won't be a waste of time. It is wet, wet, wet. Look at all that. Been getting thunder boomers and dadgum. I don't know what it lost. I just lost my manual. Daggone. It's just wet. Oh my goodness. And we're flopping through the species right and left. We're about through the beach. We're about out of wood, I mean, just period. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel. And next week's vacation, 4th of July week, and we're probably going to be down a few days next week. And more than what we want to be down, just because we're out of wood. But here's a cool little project. We had these that we did do. We had these, it was chain like this, except we had lugs on it. They's made chintzy and wasn't worth a hoot. So we got to bending them and stuff, and me and Pooh Saturday, we put these heavy 60, and I put regular sprocket chain on there, and they can run. The pitch on these regular sprocket chain is half that. This is 1.5 inch pitch, and this is 3/4 pitch. And then they use normal sprockets, regular chain sprockets to run it. So it worked pretty cool. And so me and Pooh made them up homemade. So I made some homemade lug chain. And it worked pretty daggone slick, they said. The boys, this is the first day they got to run it. And see, the boards come out of this machine, come over here, and then the grader, and the Ultimizer operator, he's pulling them over and he's marking defects in the marker. Don't know if any of these got any defects worth marking. I got this here. I got a repacking kit coming from this cylinder that holds the overhead down and ain't putting enough weight on them, so I throw this old motor. Hey, keeping the hillbilly. Ain't that what a outlaw said? Keeping the hillbilly. All right, so anyways, here's the deck, and here, let me see. Works pretty daggone slick. That just works slicker than snot. Homemade lug chain, driver. There's and of course they're better than store-bought lug chains, because I put daggone, I got all kinds of weld in the bottom. I use the regular double pitch chain to put the lugs on, and they're extra heavy, 3/4 inch bolts. You ain't gonna bend them. And they even got the little rollers that still roll on them. What do you think of them apples? You can make apple cider. Yeah, so anyways. And we put this little backstop on. Pooh said sometimes stuff gets in here, so we put these little pieces on all the way down through there. Guys said it worked slick today. Cool, good for them. So that's one thing that's done good. I put a fan in that motor. We took the hydraulic motor went out the other day that feeds that, and we took a Ross motor and a Charlene and put them together and made a Ross Lynn motor, and it works fine. Who'd have thunk it? But yeah, things are, and it's a shame we can't feed them no daggone wood. And there's even these sprockets right here, the sprockets I'm using for that let-down chain. This is basically what I designed it off of, except I'm using, that I showed you on the lumber grading station, but except I'm gonna be using this style chain, no lugs, but this style chain. So the sprockets are used on this deck. They're used here, there's a bearing insert and a bolt. They're used, you know, you kind of just pull them snug, and then with the pry bar and bolt them down, they work good. They work slick. But all the components that I'm using everywhere is the same old, same old. Oh yeah, now let me get back to my bunks, which these will be aggravating, these little. The only thing that sucks with these bunks is when you go to push out a push out that's got a small, you know, a small load in it. So like if they went to push out this load, there ain't enough weight in this to open the gate. It'll open the gate, but it won't get all the way out. It'll hit the roll and just kind of run out of steam. So you gotta kind of get up on top of it, stand on it, and surf them out and kind of push. But Kerry said that's his only problem with them. Other than that, he said they work good finally. He said, don't worry about them, they work great. But my main issue that I've done is when I built these, I built them at a 2-degree slope. And 2 degree don't work. It's closer to 5. It's between 4 and 5 where my happy sweet spot was. It's not quite 5 and it's not quite 4. So that's where the sweet spot, and boy, you pull the string and they gone. 100% gone. But now the guys, the stackers don't like it, these stakes up here. So when we do a revamp, which we probably ain't gonna revamp these till after done put the station in and get that grading station next winter. We probably ain't build another one of these till next winter. But next winter, I think what I'll do is slide these rails back to here so they got this open area. They like that open area. They don't like the rails right up pushing on their aisleway. But start here, and instead of making them all movable and stuff, they'll just be, instead of customizable, they'll just be one. I'll save a lot of work. I won't be doing all them pockets and all that messing around. I just weld the damn gate on where it goes, and then the last 2 feet will be sheeted. So all that stuff will be moved back. Last 2 feet be sheeted at an angle. So when they stack, they ain't got to worry about, see, when you're pulling all in, you're getting sloppy. Sometimes they don't get a board all the way in here. And that stopped them before they had to come around with the hammer and hit it, which is, you know, something we need to work on. But other than that, they work. They work good. Carrie said that the boys like them now. But they was ready to kill me for a while over it, so. Oh, they already broke the rope. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use cable. They just been come back manually tripping it. See, we had rope on that one. They broke the rope. They got a yank on it pretty hard, so it did take cable. I'll get a cable on there in the next few days. But they never said nothing. Usually they say something pretty quick when something's wrong. I know about pretty quick. It's fresh on somebody's mind. They quick to tell me. They must have broke that. The cable lasted a few months, but or the rope did. But it needs cable. But as simple as I can make it without making them. So, but anyways, that's the word on that. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit the buttons and leave me likes, comments, stuff. Let me know what's up. And to anybody's wanting Lauder Wade gear, go to lauderwade.com and help yourself at the shop there. And we got all that good mess. Take care of it. And mostly just want to say thanks, everybody. Hope everybody has a good one later on.